Jeeves.
Hello. Welcome back. Third day in a row.
Oh, I had better night's sleep last night, didn't I, Josh?
Yeah.
I slept, but I did get up for a wee, and then I managed to get back to sleep. So,
Even with the train.
Yeah, I thought the trains are very. I don't think they go at night. I don't know, unless I was so tired after the last 2 days.
A few of them.
You know, but we're just after the last 2 days. It was just nice to have a bit of a lay in, wasn't it, Josh, this morning?
Yeah. There was also some kids playing loud music up until like 1 o'clock.
Oh, was I didn't hear that.
Field, recreation ground.
I was I must have been tired because I didn't hear that.
Yeah. They were blasting out Billie Jean.
Billie Jean. That's all right. You like
Michael Jackson. It was weird.
Josh is usually up till about. Was you up to that
I was
time?
up till 12.
Oh. Did it wake you up?
8 hours sleep.
Did it wake you up?
No, it didn't.
Oh.
It was just going. But yeah, we're just waiting on the lockkeeper now. It's 20 past.
It's 9:15. He gets here at 9:30. I just said to Josh, I don't know whether to pull the boat in because it's
grounded.
so shallow here.
Yeah, we are the second boat to try out their new system
Online.
Yeah.
Oh God.
A nightmare.
Yeah. I'm not going to say anything, but it's just it's ridiculous because you have
to know everything, don't you?
Yeah, you have to do. I think we said to you yesterday, but you have to fill out everything, like the boat safety, who done the boat safety certificate, insurance, all the height of olive, the length of olive, the depth of olive, the width of olive, all that you have to do. But then when you go onto the page to do the payment, you have to go through all that again.
Yeah.
So I didn't have it to hand because you're on an email or whatever, so I had to look on the emails to do it. So I rang the lady up and she had all the details there, so she stayed on the phone with me while I'd done the payment, which was all right. But no, it's not a very good system. I don't know. Josh explained what the system was before, but I don't know what
it is. A good year to do the basin stoke though, because it's been such a wet year. There's no water issues at the moment.
Yeah, well, it's shallow here.
It's not to do with water levels, it's just to do with the fact that it's silted up.
Yeah, it's not used enough, I don't think. That's the thing.
Stop it. Don't call me, please.
Hopefully it's a bit busy on the. I said to Josh, I've been sat here for 5 minutes and there's been about 7, 8 joggers and about 4 or 5 cyclists already.
I know it's a bit of a problem.
So the towpaths.
It is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of big places.
But these cats, they haven't been out for 2 days, so they're desperate to get out. You really want to go out exploring, don't you, baby? Eh?
But yeah, we're going to go through. Was it Woodham? Is it Woodham?
Woodham.
God,
I've written.
I think it's Woodham.
No, it's not that. It's
Woodstock.
I don't know. I don't know. I blooming done it yesterday on the
Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka.
Walter White.
I mean, who you figure that is, yeah? Woodrow Wilson? Willy Wonka? Walter White?
No, well, it's Wood something. You know what we're like.
There's a cat in front of the camera, but I don't know. And then we're also going up the St. John's Lock, so I think it's 12 locks total. 6 here, 6 there. And then we're stuck in between the Brockwood flight and the St. John's light for a day.
Brookwood, that's what it is. Brookwood. Oh no, the other one. Woodham. It might be Woodham then.
Yeah. Anyway, let's do it. So this is the UK Canal network. Everything in red is what we've cruised before. Now we're here down on the Basingstoke Canal, right at the very bottom, just below the Woodham flight. Today we're going to head through the Woodham flight of 6, then head through Woking before we reach the St. John's flight of 5. Once we're at the top of there, we'll find somewhere nice to moor for Sunday, making the cruise about 7 miles and 11 locks.
This is a good year to do it.
as these locks have no walkways on the top gates. Mum's helping by opening her gate and shutting her paddle over her side.
Wow, what a nice guy.
A lovely guy.
That's the type
And
of guy you want.
He's got a beard, and he's got elastic bands.
Like a Viking.
And it's down here. Oh, what, yeah,
Chris he
what a
was.
lovely chap. Chris, his name
Yeah.
is. We were hoping we'd get someone, but he's not going to do locks with us anyway. He's just explained everything, what you've got to do,
Yeah.
Josh, hasn't
But he's a lot nicer than that National Trust one, I can tell you that.
he? Yeah. Really, really nice guy.
But yeah, we're just gonna do it on our own, which is fine, because that means we can stop in Woking and get some water now.
Yeah.
There is a boat coming down St John's as well, so
Yeah, he said if it's just one boat going up, he'd like stay with us. But there's other things going on. One's got to be taken out of a boatyard, and then one's coming down. So
there's only 15 boats on this whole canal, he said. 15 boats on 32-mile canal. Wow. Okay, that's.
but that first one was
Yeah. Very shallow. Again, Mum got grounded in the middle.
And the smell, isn't it, John?
Oh yeah, the silt smell.
Oh.
You don't want to smell it. Well, if you're a narrowboat, you know the smell, but if you're not a narrowboat yet, then yeah, it's not a nice smell.
So this is the Basingstoke Canal, and its main reason for existing is agricultural development in Hampshire, which is one of the rare canals that actually existed for agriculture, much like the Montgomery Canal. It was authorised in 1778, and the company was allowed to raise £86,000, which is about 11 million today. Although because of the American Revolutionary War going on, things were postponed for about 10 years, until 1787. William Jessup surveyed the route. Construction started in October 1788. Now, the canal was supposed to be 44 miles, but was only built to 31, thanks to avoiding a hole, and there was supposed to be a 7-mile contour section around Greywell Hill, which unfortunately for us now, they decided to burrow through and make a tunnel, cutting the canal by 7 miles, but it's alright until the tunnel collapsed. And now, sadly, we can't make it all the way to Basingstoke. But if the contour section was built, then we likely would still be able to make it to Basingstoke today. And the canal was opened on the 4th of September 1794. One of the main cargoes carried on this canal was actually timber, which was destined for London. But unfortunately, it was never as profitable as predicted, like many canals. Commercial traffic mostly ended in about 1910. Although low-level use would remain until about 1949. And in the winter of 1913, A.J. Hamsworth attempted to navigate the canal in the narrowboat Basingstoke, carrying a cargo of sand, and the intention of the trip was to prove of the request of the owners of the canal that the canal was still navigable, because under the Railway and Canal Traffic Act 1854, if a canal was not used within 5 years, the land that it was built on could be returned to the owners. It turned out that it was still possible to cruise the entire length of the canal, because Basingstoke almost made it to Basingstoke. In January 1914, the boat returned to Ash Wharf and was the last narrowboat to go through the Greywell Tunnel. And sadly, the Greywell Tunnel collapsed in 1932. Harmsworth was the last trader on the canal, and he actually bought it in 1923. And they only used the bottom section from Woking to the River Wey. The canal was nationalised after Harmsworth's death in the same year, in 1947. It was actually offered for sale again, and the Inland Waterways Association almost bought it, but they sadly didn't have enough money. But a company under the name Basingstoke Canal Committee bought the canal for 10 grand, and they tried desperately to maintain it and restore it. But sadly, a lot got blew up by some soldiers in 1957, and there was a breach above Ashlock too, and after that it pretty much went derelict. And in 1966, the Surrey and Hampshire Canal Society was formed by a group of local enthusiasts who wanted to reopen the canal. and they campaigned and opposed against the canal being only retained in sections that it could be used for amenities and conservation purposes, and in the other areas where they joined together it would be culverted where the water could run underneath and the land could be rebuilt upon. Eventually the Hampshire County Council and the Surrey County Council took over the eastern and western parts in the 1970s. They had the money and the backing to restore the canal, and after 18 years they managed to restore it in May 1991. Get out of the way.
We've done the first flight on the Basingstoke Canal.
Yeah, it's a beautiful canal.
It is, yeah, it's lovely.
Yeah, it's lovely. It does look like the St. Chesterfield.
I'd say its main two down draws are one, shallow,
So
and
shallow.
two, very, very busy on so far.
Very, very, very.
It is a
busy.
Saturday, but even in the week I can imagine it's still busy.
But the annoying part is you just can't go on the long landings because they're just so silted up.
Yeah. But we've been managing.
We're
They're a bit
doing all right,
awkward though, having to go and open the paddle, shut the gate, then go and open the back paddle. So we've got a bit of a bend here. So going through Woking now. Going to stop off at the water point in Woking, get some water,
Fill up with water.
and then head through St John's flight at 6, have some lunch, and then find somewhere tomorrow.
Hopefully we'll have time to do a roast tonight.
Yeah, we'll see. I love it.
As you can see, this canal is very, very treed. That's because we're in Surrey, which is the most treed county, of course. And it gives the canal sort of a unique flair.
We can't even go to Ripon.
That's the trip boat that runs in Woking. Apparently there was a boat coming down today, but we didn't see any other boat. There's two bronze statues here of the twin cricketers, Alex and Eric Bedser. They were famous cricketers back in the 1950s.
Shopping centre there, though. Decided to go into the book. I didn't grab the brake.
Well, the water point's here, but we decided to pass up on it because I don't think we would have had enough time to get through the flight. But we did later find out that we did. This is the start of the St. John's flight of 5. The gates are wide open, and they were for all of them. So it looks like the boat has come down and was told to leave all the gates open. Now again, the only one we saw was that trip boat, but I didn't think the trip boat would use the locks.
Sorry.
Anyway, this really helped out because I had to do some additional work, such as walking all the way around to shut the other lock gate. I also needed to leave the lock empty. You have to do this on all the locks on the canal because of safety reasons. Several people have died and drowned in these locks. Even our good friend and subscriber Roger, who joined us over the wash, the day he was coming onto this canal, there was a dead body found in lock number 1.
going any higher.
Oh, that was tough. These look like quite new.
Getting grounded even in the middle. Some sort of branch or something, I just saw the tail end of it. Right, we've made it up, both flights, 11 knots.
Yeah, we've
Hard
done
work
that.
they are.
Oh my god, yeah. Well, if you watch the vlog, you'll see how like got stuck loads and loads of times.
Yes, I think this is probably the shallowest canal I've ever been.
Yeah.
No way, it's
I
just
think it's
shallower than Chesterfield.
Chesterfield, yeah.
And shallower than McCowden. And that's saying something.
So watch your space, because just think, when I'm doing it, I'm just all like, oh, just taking it straight. Just watch when Andy
On
tries
Monday,
to do it.
Dad's gonna love it.
He will get stressed, he will
Yeah.
be screaming and shouting.
Oh, this is shallow, isn't it? So
It's fun to
I'm just
watch.
gonna. There was mooring there, visitor mooring, and parking, everything. But it was just it's right next to a restaurant, too close to the road, no good for the cats,
Yeah.
and the tow path's quiet as well because the tow path switches over.
Yeah, the thing is, the cats need to go out really. But I don't know, I said to Josh, it's so shallow, I don't know if we're going to be able to, I just have to put the anchor down in the middle of the canal and stay there.
Sure we'll find somewhere. Anyway, let's go. Blue. Why would they double moor 'em? Why not just one in front of the other? Goslings.
I decided to take a look at the parking here to see if it was actually private or not, because I couldn't find out for sure on Street View, and sure enough it was private, so we headed on.
I know.
Where's the visitor moorings at the park here? But as you can see, they're in terrible state and quite frankly dangerous.
Why is there no walkway?
We decided to pass it up mooring there because that was the busy side. as there's 2 towpaths along here. But we eventually made it to the lock, and of course we couldn't go any further because that's the next flight and it was locked. We can't go through there until Monday, and we thought we were going to moor on the lock landing, but there wasn't one. So we had to settle for about 6 foot away from the bank.
I don't think we've ever been so far out, even on the Canal. Right, I think it took us about 45 minutes to moor out.
It's just taking us ages.
Yeah.
We just see how far we are out.
First place the moor didn't work out because it was private parking.
Yeah.
And this place, well, let's just say we got to the lock before we could find anything. And we could have even moored on the lock landing because the lock landing doesn't exist.
There's no lock landing there. There's nothing. There's not a pole or anything.
No.
Or, what do you mean? I don't know what you mean. What's those things?
A bollard.
Yeah. It's not one of them or anything. It's just so overgrown.
But we're moored at, there's 2 towpaths.
And the thing is, you have to put dates when you're going to go through. So Andy and Josh aren't going through till Monday, which is the 10th, so we can't go through.
No. Because if you go through these 3 locks, there's actually some good parking on the canal. But, Dad has to park in a lay-by up on that A road there. And I don't know, it's about,
It's a bit
not very far.
It's a bit noisy here, but hopefully it'll calm down at night. Hopefully. So.
Yeah, this is Brookwood Country Park, I think. But that side is
Very
busier.
very busy.
Yeah. You still get a few people this side.
Yeah, you're not meant to cycle along this side.
And
but
there's a bike
we
lane
have
there.
seen people cycling it. So that's the cycle route. It's 221 or something cycle route over that side.
So yeah, we're just gonna. I can't believe Journey's End. We've made it.
Yeah, we made it.
3 days of.
Oh, actually, it's more than that. On the Wednesday night,
yeah.
we did cruise in the dark, didn't we? So.
Yeah, so we're glad to have a rest tomorrow.
Yeah. Tomorrow, well, Josh won't be having a rest. He'll be editing, but I'm going to have a rest tomorrow. I've got to look after George on Monday and Tuesday, so I'm going to look after little George because the baby's arrived at Eden, and yeah, she's getting a bit exhausted. But it's not too bad because Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays he goes to nursery, so it's not too bad. But I'm going to give her a hand Monday and Tuesday.
God, that guy just cycled down steps.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Oh. Well,
Well,
I hope you enjoyed the Basingstoke.
Let's see. Don't want more on that side.
We have loved the Basingstoke. It's just like the Chesterfield, but it's a bit even more shallower. The only thing is, it is shallow.
We're
You
so
know.
far out from the bank.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I
we're
don't
going to let
think
the cats out.
no
because-
boats are going to pass us, I don't think, tomorrow because the flight's not even open. So
No. Well, I'm hoping we're far enough away from the road for the cats. We need to get out, really. Do you hear
it's
that
so
hairdryer?
lovely through there. It really is lovely.
There's just nowhere to
And there's
moor.
even a public mooring, which we could have moored on, but there's nowhere to park.
Yeah.
I suppose there is, but
And the
it's too
trouble
late
is,
now.
where that restaurant was, it's really the main Woking there, isn't it?
I was on about that one with the
Oh,
rings and
yeah,
no walkway.
yeah.
But that was on that side as well. We don't
Yeah,
want them on that side.
so-
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching.
Thanks for
Like,
watching.
subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.